The Giannis trade talks all for naught. The man isn't going anywhere, at least for now. Giannis kept it short and sweet after the deadline passed, tweeting out, "Legends don't chase, they attract." Read what you will into that. He also posted a clip from The Wolf of Wall Street where Leo DiCaprio's character screams out, "I'm not leaving." Our senior NBA insider, Charania, one more time joining us right now. You've been supplying fresh intel throughout, so let's do a little debrief on the trade deadline. Why ultimately did the Bucks, were they unwilling or unable to move Giannis before the deadline?
Lloyd, because at the end of the day, their general manager, John Horst, team ownership just could not get a deal and also could not come to an understanding internally that now was the time to move on from Giannis and Antetokounmpo. And all of this started when Giannis, in the last few months, has been telling the organization, informing them, communicating to them that he believes the time has come to part ways. So that all now comes to a head at the trade deadline, and the Bucks, for the first time, felt it was necessary enough to at least listen to offers, engage with teams, but nothing ever got close. They never got to a 10-yard line, 15-yard line with a team. I had one team tell me that essentially the Bucks asked for 5-6 first-round picks. Another team said they wanted to be blown away if they were going to trade Giannis. So now everything goes to the second half of the season and the offseason. This team is currently outside of the play-in tournament. They're the 12th seed. Today at the deadline, they acquired Ousmane Dieng in a trade. That is their one move that they made at the deadline. So where does this team stack up in the second half in the offseason? And can they get this team to the point where Giannis feels like it's competitive in the summer? That's all stuff they're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, just spinning it forward. If they did want to deal Giannis this summer, or if he still wants to go, does it make it easier to do so this summer?
Deals are definitely easier come summertime just because the cap mechanics, more picks free up around the league with other teams. But it also allows the Bucks to have some time. And Giannis had made it clear that he was ready to move on, whether it was now or in the offseason. But clearly the way the Bucks have operated throughout all this, a part of them has also felt like maybe we get to the summer and try to convince Giannis to stay here. That could also be part of all this.
You know, I've heard that legends attract, so maybe he'll bring in some free agents. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. He's the franchise leader in just about every category. Now, against the odds, it sounds like he's going to be adding to those totals when he does return to the court. You going to get a day off now or something? What's the deal?
I'm going to get a little bit of time.
Just a wee bit. Shams, great job throughout the whole thing. These Hornets steamrolling into Houston. Charlotte on a 7-game win streak, the team's longest in almost 10 years. They hadn't won 8 straight in an eon, but playing really well right now. Knipple finds LaMelo Ball, who finds the bottom of the barrel. LaMelo's kind of like the old head on this team. He's just 24, but it's his 6th season. How about that? The corner 3 ball. You got more, LaMelo? Reset and drill away. Hornets up by 5, and then it's Knipple's turn, the rookie, putting it on the floor, spinning, the duck through. Hornets up by 12 at the half against this Rockets team. Third quarter, it's Knipple again. Float game, working well. He had 24. Charlotte by 9, and then Ball over Amen Thompson, one of his 5 threes. He had 20 points. And the Hornets, they do it again. That's 8 in a row. And this is the Hornets' first 8-game win streak this century. The last time they did it, it was Baron Davis's rookie season. That Hornets team ended up in the playoffs. This year's team has now jumped into the last spot in the East play-in.
For trade deadline edition now that the moves have been made, beginning with the Knicks, who added Jose Alvarado in their trade with the Pelicans to boost their depth in the backcourt. Alvarado has a chance to make an instant impact with Deuce McBride expected to be out several months with a sports hernia. The Lakers got some much-needed shooting, adding Luke Kennard in a trade that gave Vincent to the Hawks. Kennard has knocked down over 49% of his threes this season, best mark in the NBA. The reigning Eastern Conference champs got their center of the future as Ivica Zubac heads to Indiana. Pacers sent 2 first-rounders to the Clippers along with Benedict Mathurin. LA gets Indiana's pick this year if it falls between 5 and 9. And the blockbuster for the Bucks, well, they sent Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey to Phoenix in a 3-team trade that involved the Bulls. They landed former Wisconsin standout Nigel Hayes-Davis and Ousmane Dieng. So with the dust officially settled, let's get Charania back in here. When we get past the shock of who landed where, which teams in your mind actually won the transaction front?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Washington Wizards have officially entered the chat. Now, when Trae Young joined, there was some noise, but now with Anthony Davis, it's legit, it's warranted. They have our full attention because Anthony Davis is the perfect partner for Trae Young. Now, mind you, this will likely start at the beginning of next year, but the potential for that pick and roll, but most importantly, AD covering Trae Young's as a defensive liability, I like this pairing. So check off Washington. Now, also, let's talk about the East and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because James Harden, I know a lot of people might say in this point guard swap, you got 10 years older in this position. But honestly, sometimes a little seasoning is nice. James Harden is double teamed more than Darius Garland, and he is absolutely a great facilitator when it comes to bigs. In order for the Cleveland Cavaliers to be successful, they have to unlock Evan Mobley. They have to unlock Jarrett Allen, and he has been the best in the NBA. He leads the NBA in isolation, so he understands how to manipulate a defense. We've seen the Beard as what? The sixth man, the MVP. We've seen him as the system, but the latest, greatest version of James Harden is the facilitator, and he's betting on Cleveland in this opportunity of a wide open Eastern Conference. So I have my eye on those two teams.
Yeah, and Cleveland overall got rid of 3 players with the worst net ratings this season among those that have logged 500 minutes for him in Garland, DeAndre Hunter, and Lonzo Ball. So they are clearly geared for right now making that run. But back to you. Who had the worst net rating when it comes to all the deals made in your mind?
We should be celebrating here in the city that I'm in, Los Angeles. But honestly, in a couple days, we're going to have the All-Star game at Intuit. And I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the Clippers saying, what is you doing? What is going on? Because I'm not going to lie, this James Harden news caught us all by surprise. And he said something about they might be changing directions. And it's kind of wild because this has been one of the best NBA teams the last 3-4 weeks. And it seems like without Zubac and without Harden, they are moving towards maybe a competitive reset. On top of the controversy that they dealt with this year, I have a lot of questions and very few answers about the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, once you sent CP3 home in the middle of the season, you do things, just vibes off over there. We are not going to talk about that. We're just going to keep the vibes high with Charania. We appreciate it. Okay, so we had a little Texas two-step in the form of a couple young guns getting after it. Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama, the Mavs hosting the Spurs, and Wemby will get off to a hot start. There's a triple from the right wing. Then from the top of the key, locator pops up. You know it's Cash as well. Then he's just going to work his way around the arc, folks. Had first 9 points for the Spurs. They led 9-6 at that point later in the first. This time, Cooper Flagg going to do his work in the painted area. High-flying young fella brought the Mavs within 3 after the first frame, and then in the second frame, it's more Wemby from deep. That's a step back. He was 5 of 6 from distance in the first half. Later in the second, this time off the give and go. Hey! Just put it anywhere near the top of the square. He's going to come down with it. He had 20 in the first half. Spurs were up by 11 at the break. But Cooper Flagg would come back with a vengeance. That brought the Mavs back within 2. Early fourth quarter. Flagg coming across the timeline. Pulls up. That's proper. 32 points for Coop. Mavs down 3. Under 5 minutes to play. Najee Marshall. Flow game is good. He had 32. Mavs within 1. Spurs on the other end. Stephon Castle gets it up top. Nobody comes out to challenge him. That's a mistake. San Antonio back up by 4, and then under a minute to play. It's a 10-point game. Wemby misses, but Stephon's got his back. High flying for just absolutely no reason. Spurs win 135-123. Wemby finishes with 29. And despite losses in all 4, Cooper Flagg has 151 points in his last 4 games. He's the second rookie since the NBA merger to have 150 or more in a 4-game span, joining Allen Iverson in the late 90s. AI brought home Rookie of the Year that season, so maybe.
We spent a lot of oxygen on the Giannis trade talks, all for naught.